Also, big warm welcome. I can't believe I finally got you in the studio. All these years.
I can't believe I'm up this early.
All these years I've tried
Only
to get
you I would do this for. He comes round my house at about 6:30. Well, it was supposed to be 6:15.
I was a bit late.
We get here about 2 minutes before 7. Come on, you're on now. I'm like, mate. And the amount of crap he just told me about me that is wrong, I'm going to kill him on here. Should be a laugh. I'm going to be playing most of the music, although I didn't know this. I'm going to give you a bit of everything. And I'm going to be having a go at this geezer. I love him. Shout out to Clockwork.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Going to make me a cup of tea. If you're just locked in, I'm just here for a little guest spot. I've known Andy Clockwork for many years and he's always nagged me, and I know he likes all the old school stuff. It ain't going to be an old school show, but there will be a lot of stuff to do with it.
Eruption Radio. Shout to Clockwork, because everything he tells me is never what it is. He just come in the room, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? I'm like, alright, I'll have a cup of tea. So he just brought in a pint of Ribena. I'm like, what the hell is that? I know, I got no tea. Ribena. He ain't even in the room. What have I come here for? No. I don't know what this geezer gets up to. Anyway, this one's a little track up before this. I kicked off with London Something, code 071, reinforced many moons ago. This one's about 2016. Potential Bad Boy had an amazing album. This was probably one of the biggest tunes from it. But this is a little drum house mix he done. Kind of went under the radar.
It's the high breakfast.
Thought he's going to drop a lyric then, Andy. He's standing there like he's going to drop bars.
this for Hype Breakfast. Morning Glory Takeover. My old mate the Hype. I'm so pleased and thrilled to have him in the studio. I've tried to get him in the studio for years. He's got his hands in the air now, white gloves.
Mate, I used to play this sort of vibe. This track's Spy, and I think it came out last year or earlier on this year. And this kind of vibe has kind of come back into fashion in the last couple of years. A lot of the hardcore and jungle stuff.
I love it.
I was a bit like, mate, this is all the old stuff again. But it's just produced fatter. I don't really play this sort of stuff out. I wouldn't say I would never. I'm just finding it funny that there's a lot of sort of stuff coming back. And a lot of artists that were never there in the first place are getting credit for it now.
Nice.
For the hardcore lovers, isn't it? I mean, but this kind of tip with the piano hands in the air. I used to do this, was it Orange at the Rocket? 1990. Chris Paul, used to be me, Groove Rider, Randall. I can't remember. Oh, Loft Groover.
Loft, yeah, 1990, yeah? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, 89 was Fantasy, then 1991 era. It was, and then we kind of revolved from doing that into that progression between hardcore and early jungle.
Yeah, see, I always think of the Rocket as like, I was there 93.
Yeah, what was it?
I'm a bit later. I'm a bit younger than you, and I. Only a little bit.
Don't look
at
mate.
me like that.
You don't look it, mate.
Hype in the place. Eruption Radio, Hype Breakfast. You know how we do it. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff. History, past, present and future. Uncle Kev's in the place. I've got to behave myself today.
Mate, you've already failed. Yeah, we've got all the setup. There's only 2 decks. You want a cup of tea? I get a pint of Ribena. Are you actually Clockwork? He's going to take a mask off in a minute. It's someone that I've been kidnapped by ISIS or something. If you do like this track, it's Spy. See your face again.
Keep your texts coming in, people.
To the bee, like rivers to the stream, like flowers to the tree, as me to you.
Hardcore Hype. I love this, man.
Like tomorrow, come today.
I don't think I know you play this stuff.
Like
mate, you're feeding back. Yeah, I don't think this will be a habit though. I'm not going to be doing hardcore sets everywhere. So please, any promoters, don't start phoning me for that.
Show the way, I will follow. Anywhere you take me, I will follow you. Follow your voice that is calling me. Anywhere you lead me. Every time you show the way.
I'm winging it a bit. This one's got a dub vibe, but it's actually Break from the drum and bass scene. Called Do You Know? If you're just locked on, this is Eruption, Clockwork show, and I'm DJ Hype, guesting with him, although he's disappeared again. Even his dog Rodney, I don't know what they get up to in here. There's a funky smell, I tell you that. out of the new stuff. I don't hear me. This one going way back to my youth. Those that don't know, in the early 80s, the very early 80s, I used to have a reggae sound that went on to be Shut Up and Dance and Daddy Earl. This one, Lloyd Robinson, Cuss Cuss. I think Clockwork's having a Sherman in the corner.
A Sherman? What's a Sherman?
A Sherman tank. You work it out, Cockney.
Oh, I thought it was a Barclays.
I think you know exactly what it is. They're not washing up, man.
So we're
show us your hands.
So we're going to talk to Hype about some early tracks and all things at the beginning. I want to let's play a few tracks first, and then we'll get into a bit of a chat. Yeah.
Mate, I'm ready when you are.
Got to say hello to all the locked in crew this morning, all the texting crew, the WhatsApp crew. It's the Hype Morning Glory, Hype Takeover this morning, Hype Breakfast. I've been trying to get him in the studio with me for years and years to do a radio show, and he forgot his keys this morning. I thought, oh, here we go. He's looking for his keys everywhere.
Mate, it's old age. The thing is, I had my mum, those that don't know, this year has been, my mother's been quite ill, so I've been taking a lot of time out of the scene, more than I normally would. And I've got her keys at the moment. I lost a lot this morning, but luckily we found them. I'm gonna bring it, because we're not doing this show in in 19 this and in that. It's a bit of a history lesson. But I'm gonna move into one of the releases that I had on Ganja Records, sort of mid-90s. And it was called Rinse Out, but this is the original dubplate version that never come out, with a different vocal, and it's called Run Out. And it ended up having MC Fats on it, because I couldn't clear this vocal. But this one's on a dub, so I thought I'd give it a spin. And as Clockwork loves the history so much, legal shots! I made this one with a guy called Ganja Max. It was about 96, 97, 1996, 97 this come out.
So where did you make this tune? What studio was it in? Can you remember?
Early start would have been Edmonton. I lived in Edmonton for about 2-3 years, right by Edmonton police station.
And you had a home studio set up there?
No, actually I didn't make it there. I think I made it in Wolverhampton. When I was renting a place with my mate. It was a 3-bedroom flat, and we had one room. I used to have a studio, and he didn't like jungle at all. He didn't like any kind of music production. So when I'm producing, you might have a bit in a loop all day, and he'd be like, "Why did you have that bit in?" And I'm like, "Mate, it's not in it the whole song." But this was called Run Out. Yeah, you want to ask me about equipment?
Well, you know,
It was like, I'm going to ask you some technical stuff. So.
No, you know what? I think
you thought, yeah, I'm going to.
No, I'm not going to say what I thought.
I'm going to say what you thought. You sat in the car, yeah. So the engineers you used to use and all the, and I'm like, how long you know me?
No, I remember a thing on Fantasy of you saying this is fresh out. You used to say all the time, this is fresh out the home studio when you play a new track.
Brains. So what does that mean? Someone else made it?
No, I know you made them.
Well, someone used to come around my house. It was my mum. Well, no, back then, anyway, I used to engineer everything myself and create and write, but sometimes I would go to a studio to mix down if I'd mix down things. And back then in the early days, I mean, with the scientist, he would mix down, we would co-write. With Suburban Bass, I used to use Mike James, who was Mark Ryder's brother, and they fell out, but he was the engineer for sub bass. So I'd mix down some of the tunes, but I never wrote there at all. Anyway, it's only now if I'm working, I work with an engineer. But these tracks like this were just done in it was Edmonton, definitely Edmonton.
So this was all written on what? An
I
Atari
used to have
ST?
well, I had a what? Yeah, ST2, was it 240?
Atari ST40, yeah.
Or 250, mate, turn your mic down. That, and also, if you look at this tune is now 2.5 minutes in, and the drop ain't come. Now, the tune would be finished after 2.5 minutes in modern day. I like both, though. It's when we like beeline. I'll give you one quick story. Daddy Earl comes in this tune later on, and when I was recording this tune was meant to be this vibe all the way through, and he come to record a vocal for a different track, but he jumped on this because he was in a rush and just recorded the vocal. We ended up changing the second half of the tune completely because of it. Big up Daddy Earl. Daddy Earl.
We're ready for them, we're ready for them, feed them, feed them. We're ready for them, them. We're ready for them, we're ready.
Came in straight in between electrical jobs. I can't stop. Shouted this.
We're ready for them, we're ready for them.
We ended up putting this beeline in.
We're ready for them.
Amen. Did enjoy making this song, tell you that.
We're ready for them, Just me hold my head up on that, feel afraid of them and them. The lyrics loud from Kingswell. We get the people moving, we get them dancing. That's what fashion and all of them love it. We call it. We're ready for them, we're ready for them, feed them. We're ready for them, We're ready for them, we're ready for them, feed them. We're ready for them,
Rolling out some of the classics. The jungle era. Doc Scott, Nasty Habits.
Shout to Johnny B.
I said to him, I don't want to do this like some old school big shout. Yeah, give a big shout. Oh, you made me a coffee. Where's the heroin? Where's the heroin? Right, after this tune, I'm going to go into a track called Agony. And it was by Shut Up and Dance. And they made it in about 1991 or 2. And they give me it and they're like, you can't play this nowhere. There's no raves to play. And then when the jungle sound started taking off, I was like, give me that tune. And the first ever Jungle Fever event I did, I started with the track that I'm going to play next. And I don't know how many rewinds it got, but they went nuts. I proper love this tune. So next up, the original Shut Up and Dance under the disguise of Red Light, which was their like jungle guys. The track's called Agony. Very early junglist business.
Wallace, hey, ask your girl, she will tell you.
Bruh.
Give me the top plate, let me mash them. Give me the top plate, let me mash them. Give me the top plate, let me mash them down.
God
Original dark jungle techno. Whatever you want to call it. Foundation music.
You know what I've got to say, what a pleasure it is to have Kev up in the studio. I've been on radio for a long time, as you lot know, but you know what? I used to...
You can't call me Kev, we don't know each other that well. Andrew.
But you know what? I grew up listening to this guy on Fantasy, right? I was the young guy listening to Uncle Hype on Fantasy, playing... it was a kind of inspiration, and for me to get finally, after all these years, to get you on the radio station is an absolute treat for me. So I just want to say thanks. Don't take the piss out of me too much, but thank you.
I just want to say, make sure you do give me that 50 quid you promised me, though. He spoke all over that. Original dub plate classic. And then he got a hard on. Here we go. Shouts to the Clockwork.
Wallace, hey, ask your girl, she will tell you.
Even that, it says ask your girl.
Give me the top plate, let me mash them. Give me the top plate, let me mash them. Give me the top plate, let me mash them down.
God Almighty!
Next, I got a few little players. Just back. I'm not playing all the old music.
God Almighty!
Send this one out to everyone that voted Labour.
I don't vote. And I think they're all bullshit. This one made in about 1992. Ended up playing it late 93. And it got God knows how many rewinds when I draw it. Clockwork's gone a bit. What's happened? You're sitting there gazing. This one, Players back catalogue. Remember, I own the label True Players and Players since 1996. This one was a release from one of my mates, Nut Nut, who was more famous for Special Dedication that Groove Rider put on Hard Steppers label. But this one was one I put out, Little Roller. I actually like these more than when I released them. This one's called Take Control. I'm gonna give you I'm just going through some Players back catalogue. Some you know, some you might not. As we got, how long we got? 3 hours? I'm going to be doing a little sort of carnival vibe, reggae, hip hop, whatever non-DMB thingy bit in the show. Some old stuff, some new. What are you sweating there?
I'm going to shut
he's
up.
under pressure.
I'm going to stand over here and keep quiet. It's the Hype Breakfast. Live in the place.
Some of these tempos are all out, so I've got to jump up and down with tempos. So if I'm spoiling your breakfast. Fine, I've got a coffee.
Nice coffee and all that.
It is coffee though, isn't it?
Proper coffee, that is. Frothy coffee.
You got it made in China. It's coffee, but don't put no milk in it.
I don't know what you mean. Big shouts to everyone locked in this morning. What a treat, hype in the place. This one reminds me of you, this tune.
This one, Brocky and Ed Solo. Brocky from the Manor. He was a bit older than me.
You love saying
I went
that,
Brook
don't
out.
you?
Yeah,
You
I
love
always
saying
have a
that.
dig at him. Well, I'm 51, so I can't say nothing. He's about 72 now. He looks good for his age. But this one, Echo Box, I was so happy to release something of his. I haven't seen him much this year. Big up Rocky and Dick.
Eruption Radio.
If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, Hype Players, look for me. Underscore. Hype underscore players. Or DJ Hype underscore players. You'll find me. There's only one person as ugly as me, isn't there? Right, gonna move into something from Potential Bad Boy, one of the early releases from him that I put out, one called 1, 2, 3, Go. Got a few of his tunes to spin throughout this. You remember this?
I was coming out with you quite a lot when you was playing this tune.
Oh yeah, what, Wanstead days?
Wanstead days.
Yeah,
Up and down the country on a Friday, Saturday night. I used to love my little nights out with Uncle Hype. Nearly said it.
Let's see the uncle, mate. Let's see the uncle. Father. Shout to Daddy Earl. Shout to Shut Up and Down. Shout to everyone locked in. This is just a one-off. Well, I am enjoying it and I'm waking up. I've had 2 coffees already.
Just you wait, mate. That's a special coffee. You're going to be bouncing off the walls in a minute.
It's not made in China coffee, is it? It tastes like coffee, but your leg might fall off.
DJ Hype on the scratch. And you know what? I used to listen to his tapes over and over again. Pause, rewind, pause, rewind, pause, rewind. How's he do that? How's he do that? Big up all the DMC crew. Tony Prince.
This one, surprisingly, is from Prolix and Gridlock. I put out about 2009, 10, I can't remember what year. Featuring Fats, Guts to Roll. I'm going to give you a couple more old players tracks, then I'm going to switch up the style again. I think I'll let Andy give me some. Can you play that one?
Yeah, I want to go back, Kev. Hype.
Is it Andrew? I mean Clockwork.
I want to go back. I want to talk about the early days, the early Kicking Records days. I want to talk about Sound Clash days. So we'll play a few more and then we'll get into a bit of that. I just want to quickly call the register before we get started. This is the Morning Glory and we're not ignoring you. Just we're in the zone here. So big shout to all the locked in crew. Scuba, Barnell, Jet Set, Tony Loughton, Dave Faze, Buddha, TC, Steve Owen Hastings, DJ Sound, RJ Vibes, David Fresh, Brownie, Echoes, all the crew, Gowan Hastings, Sign a Skip. I see you all guys, alright? Big up your chest. It's the Hype Breakfast. Hype, hype, hype in the house.
Giving you all I've got. Well, it's got to roll.
See Clockwork skank. I want to film it, but he won't let me. This one from an integral part of the early players, DJ Zing, Super Sharp Shooter. This one's Local Motion. I think come out when he done 138 track, part of Beats by Design EP. It's got a skank to it. So I've got all the early morning skankers. This one's yours. If you're stuck in traffic on that 9 to 5, you know what? Get Aggie in the car.
No questions, Sticky Vicky, please. Hold tight, Sticky Vicky. Hold tight, Barney.
I gotta give a special shout to Rhythm Doctor, DJ Spice, and the original mystery man Foxy. Used to own Fantasy FM. Before you Jungle Lot existed. Had a great catch up with him last week. Right, I'm gonna move into a players release that came out again late 90s. This one's via USA from a fantastic producer called Hive. I don't know what he's doing now. That's coming up after this sync track, Local Motion. Right, after this one, I'm bringing it back to 19... Well, I made the track in 89. It came out about 1990. It wasn't my first release ever, but probably my first main release with a guy called The Scientist. Back then, I wanted to be this unknown producer. And I mistakenly thought if I put my name just as producer, I'll get all the production work. I didn't have my name as artist. I was co-writer, co-producer. And actually the Exorcist I did make as a demo before I even met The Scientist. And used to play it on Fantasy FM as like a 4-track demo. And then I basically took that track to him, he laid some keyboard sounds, the rest is history. It was #1 selling tune, I think 1990 or 1991.
I've actually got the tape of you playing the demo of that before you even
you'll have to give
released
me that.
it. Yeah.
I remember playing it to Shut Up and Dance because I was A&R man for Kicking Records. And I'd never be an A&R man. Shut Up and Dance got me the job. And they were like, yeah, you're going to be an A&R man. And I was like, what's that? No, this guy's going to call you. So basically I was A&R man, in-house producer for Kicking Records. He gave me a bag of tapes to listen to, cassettes, didn't have MP3s then, and I basically asked for a meeting with this guy called The Scientist. He was only about 17, I think I was about 20 at the time. He had one keyboard, SQ80, Ensoniq SQ80, and I had and it wasn't a Casio FZ1, which is a sampling keyboard, it was a copy of it, like a cheap copy, you know, man. Actually,
I don't know what you mean. What are you trying to say?
Made in China. No, but it was great, and we basically linked. So I had all the samples, the beats, the breaks, you know. But I wasn't a keyboardist, and he put the keyboards.
And was that all done on Atari ST again, yeah?
ST80, just 2 keyboards and a sequencer. No, not even a computer at that era.
So he took your original demo, and then you went back in on it. You both went back in on it.
No, I went to him with not with the demo. I'm just like, right, these beats. I recreated the demo with him. So he put the B line, but together it was natural.
Mate, them tunes they're in a class of their own. I think we all know that. And they were very different as well to what was around at the time. That's the thing. They were quite different tracks.
I was in, Shut and Dance with my best mates. We had a reggae sound together. We started off together. We actually produced together, but we argued too much. And then when they were kind of doing their stuff before they actually released anything, a lot of it was pretty shit. And me and Earl would be like, what the fuck are they doing? But then it all clicked into place, and the first release was 5, 6, 7, 8, and the rest was history. And that kind of, they were always kicking me, like, what are you doing? You should be doing this. And I'm like, I'm the hare and the tortoise. I just go at my own. I've been a very organic career. I think there's a lot of things I probably could have done quicker that I don't, but that's me. I've watched other people fall to the wayside. I've watched other people pass me and go on to be big pop artists. I didn't want that. I consciously stepped back from that, and I like this sort of level. Or could pay a bit more.
Well, it's got coffee in it. It's not that bad.
Right, this one, Exorcist Classic, is where it all started for me in the kind of rave scene. It was production-wise. Before that, I was reggae and hip-hop, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But check this one out.
Exorcist. Exorcist.
I think we recorded it about 128 BPM, which was really fast at the time. Nothing was that fast. Now that would be as slow as fudge. Send them to the cemetery. It's actually Malcolm X sample.
Send them to the cemetery.
So I'm going to give you the free sort of this one and a couple of other releases I had on Kicking Records with Phil Sebastian, aka The Scientist. That sadly, to me, he's been a sound engineer at Fabric for God knows how long. He just does the speakers and the sound, and I look at him and think, you should have been the Prodigy. He just didn't want to listen. I mean, he was a genius scientist. He wasn't a breakbeat guy, but the techno side of it. I mean, he could play any style of music. I think he worked with reggae artists, Greek. So you can hear it in his keyboard playing. And I used to put the street into it. So I'm going to give you a free back-to-back from my Kicking Records era. Still waiting for my 50 quid. I've been here like an hour. I've had one cup of coffee, no money. I'll pay you, hype. I'll pay you. Andrew?
Send them to the cemetery.
I'm joking. I'm doing it out of love. I don't think I've done a 3-hour show like this. I did do one on BBC 6, like a history of hype thing a few years ago, if you can find that online. And I was basically telling my whole story. This one's slightly different. I'll just give you some musical history. There's a lot more I did, but I can't ever find them because I don't have them on. We're playing off MP3s at the moment.
Send them to the cemetery.
How many versions did you say we made of this? When we used to write these tunes, we always used to do like a dance floor version, a bit more musical version. Then we do like we call a DJ mix, would just be like the raw beats. This is the original version though. Get 2 break beats, loop them. Very sample based music I was. And The Scientist was all the keyboard in. You can hear it works quite well. I'm going to give you one. that I made the same time. We made this and the next track in about a week at the same time, although they came out at totally different eras. Shout out to the scientists.
Teaching us to be intelligent, be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone.
This was actually the #1 selling track in 1990 or 1991 in the official MRIB chart. We nearly had a top 40. I think we were top 60 or something. And the next one I'm bringing in went midweek at night, 37 in the pop charts, believe it or not. And I remember we had a Radio 1 when they sit there and review your tune, and they proper slaughtered it. They went into electronic, you know, like computer-based music back then. It was all live. This is not live. It's not real instruments. But this is the B coming in next. Now, the B was made accidentally because we were working on The Exorcist, and Phil leant on the keyboard and bzzz, this buzz sound coming. I was like, what's that? What's that? I said, we got to use that because I've never took hallucinatory drugs in my life. And I always got told stories about, you know, I was in this rave and I was on trips and I thought there were spiders or this in my hair. And I thought, imagine you're raving to a big fat sound system and you hear bees coming out of the speakers and you're on acid or something. That's going to mess with you. So we purposely made this tune like that. There's even a bit where I think he's playing the bees like into a keyboard thing. If it's not this version, it'll be another one. But this is the original and that was the boring story behind it. Yeah, but you imagine being hearing that at like 5,000 watts. Ultramagnetic break.
B-line's fat though. Look at the B-line.
SQ80. Adamski album, all built on SQ80. Same keyboard. All about the breaks back then. Again, this era is all about 125 BPM bass. The whole kicking thing came to an end because I felt like the scientists was not appreciating my side of what I was doing. And the record label guy who ran it, Peter Harris, R.I.P., was taking credit for everything else. And I'm sitting there in the middle like Billy No Mates. I'm like, you know what? Middle finger salute, I do it by myself. That's why I ended up owning the record labels, because every label I worked for, I felt like they're not appreciating what you're doing. They were either ripping me off financially or saying. Although it was a good apprenticeship, all the labels I served with.
So 3 releases on Kickin'.
Yeah, there was a remix I did that I haven't got. They signed this kind of R&B British soul band, and I'd done like a really weird acid bass line, like something that now would probably sound quite normal, but back then you didn't really fuse it. I don't know where it is, and I really want to find it.
We'll have to try and track it down.
I think it got released on GTI Records. Even the act that did it, they were soulful, they didn't like it. But I liked it because it was just weird. See, this is the bit. You're in a rave and a swarm of bees that comes to... Oh, I gotta get out of here, man.
Where's the fly swatter? Quick. Absolute anthem, this one. And I bet when you was making this, you never knew that all these years later, people were still going to be loving it and playing it.
Mate, if I knew now what I knew, if I knew then what I know now, I never thought any of this music would be a classic. You know, like, especially the sort of, it was young, I used to call it it's throwaway dance music. You know, like, people rave to it, but it's not going to be a classic in, I don't know why I'm doing that voice, I didn't seem to speak like that. If anything, I was more road man, yeah man, blood. You know, I was like that as a kid. No, and I really regret that. That not, you know, like there's so much back catalogue that I don't even have a copy of. I don't have a DAT.
Sorry, man, I'm still laughing at Cockney Kev there.
Cockney Kev, what, mate? I think he's hanging around with you too much. Cockney Andy. I've never been a Cockney, although once I was in Italy doing a show, and this Italian guy, he goes, "Are you English?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, what language do you speak? I said, "English." He goes, "Do you speak Cockney?" Again, I'm doing like an American. I can't do his that, but he was like, "Speak Cockney to me, speak Cockney." And I was like, "I don't speak Cockney." I said, "All right, mate, that was a piss take." Anyway. I'm going to move out of this one into the last one from my Kicking Records era. The next one's called Sound Clash. It was me, the scientist, and this German guy who didn't really play a big part, although I love him, Ralph Rupert. I think he just engineered a little bit, but he ended up like we were some trio, which he really wasn't. It was more me and the scientist. Also, I remember this track getting played on Kiss FM in the day. Sound Clash, not this, the B. Ruddigan used to play it and hail out where I got the sample from. I used to get worried I was going to get sued.
You know what, a little while ago I was playing this tune, and because you never put your name on any of this stuff, I didn't actually know you made this
My
tune.
name is on it if you read the small print. You are the most uneducated...
He rang me up, I was in the middle of the show, he rang me up going, "This is my tune! I was like, "No, it's not." He said, "This is my tune." I can't believe that I didn't even know. I've known this geezer for years. I didn't even know.
If you listen to the intro, yeah? The intro of the next track coming on, right? It got sampled by a big American producer at the time, techno producer, Joey Beltram. You must have heard of Joey. Energy Flash, boom, boom. But he done a track called My Sound, yeah? And I knew he sampled it off the tune, because if you listen to this, when you hear "My Sound is a champion sound," there's like a little bleep that I put in there, or scientists put in it. One of them. No, he's got that all in. So I was happy, you know, to be sampled by him. And then roll forward, I think it was 2000s. I don't know what year it was actually. I was doing a gig in New York, just playing up front D&B, and I was hogging the decks a bit, you know. And the guy next to me's waiting to go on. I don't know who he is. So I'm like, wait a bit longer. Then I come off and he went on the decks, and before he started, he got on the mic. He's like, "I came to London in 1991 and I saw this guy." He was talking about me, and I'm looking at him, "I don't know who you are." And it was
Joe Beltram.
Yeah. And I was really like blown away by it. Yeah. I think it was Joey Beltram, or it was one of their, what's it, Musto Bones? Remember? It's one of them ones. But I was really surprised, because I always think, you know me behind, like I'm a big gob, but under it I always think, what, you've heard of me? What, you know who I am? But anyway, My Sound. I hope this is the right version.
My favourite.
Hear that bleep? Look.
My sound, which is the champion sound. My sound, which is the champion sound.
1991 I made this.
The Kick Squad was who? You and Scientist again?
Well, really, all these tracks are me inside. Ralph Rupert done a bit of engineering on this one tune. And again, all these tracks, the B, the Exorcist, and this one, Kick Squad Soundcloud, they all had more than one version. So I'm sure Clockwork will dig them out and read the small print. Next he'll be going, "Do you DJ?" I didn't know you was a DJ. Also, the sample's My Sound, which is the champion sound. I remember being in a record shop in Rumford, and Boogie Time, the guy come in, he goes, "Yeah, you got that song. My son, give me a check that bounced." And I was like, I just guessed by the... Anyway, is it Morning Glory? What are we calling this show?
Morning Glory.
Hype Takeover.
Hype Breakfast, Morning Glory.
Oh, breakfast.
At last.
Yeah,
At
do
last.
something useful. Get the dinner on, babes. Get the dinner on.
Pull up this tune, Kev. Come on, take this one back. Take this one back. My favourite one. Absolutely love this tune. I had someone ring me up a little while ago and they said, "Andy, what's that tune?" And they started whistling it to me.
Hang on, we got a live act. Hold on, go on, do it again. He's available for bar mitzvahs, weddings. Go on, do any song. You'll do any D&B. Go on, any hardcore tune. Charlie says... Yeah, don't change the channel. Blimey,
But they did, and it took me ages to remember what it was. But I was like, yeah, that tune. And then all of a sudden, I think Mikey rang me up. I rang Mikey and said, Mikey, what's that tune? And he knew straight away. So big up Mikey Shy. He's like, that's Hype's tune.
You got mates?
My sound, which is the champion.
In China.
I thought you was my mate.
Hear this?
Yeah, I got a mate. He's not here though.
I knew he was going to be horrible to me today. I said to him, don't be too horrible to me.
I'm being nice. He drove me up here telling me I don't produce, I don't DJ. What do I do?
My sound, which is
You don't make coffee.
I do. You never. Hang on.
You make nice chicken. I'll tell you that. You do make nice chicken.
Mate, I'm a wicked cook. God, this even takes me back. That is actually Depeche Mode. Arrest the President break. I was going through my back catalogue on players, the stuff to play here, and I found a track I released by Universal Project called Sound Clash, and when I was listening to it, they must have took everything from this track. I didn't even realise at the time. It's all a blur. Yeah, it had the mic sound, it had the break, but that's a Arrest the President break. Also used by Shut Up and Dance on a Ragga Twins track. Ragga Twins, them out. Well, we were best mates, innit? So we shared breaks.
This is a bit I love.
Yeah, bleeps and bass. As I said, Phil Sebastian, aka Sign, is a wicked keyboard player, just natural. And he was, like nowadays everybody makes sounds with, like modules, and he was doing all that when no one was doing it. We were all the sod it, we'll sample it stage. He was there, he could go, I want to make this sound and shape it and picture it in his head. I thought he was a genius, I still do. I just think very wasted talent, because if we'd stuck together and progressed, I do believe he would have been saying far bigger than a sound engineer at Fabric. I just think it's a waste. Not that job's not a good job, but he was...
He's a scientist, isn't he?
Well, yeah, on that side. I mean, but we had success in 2 or 3 tunes. He was 17. He's getting £600 a PA. I think it all went to his head a bit. He had friends around him that were, whatever he did, it's amazing. So I become a critique that when you're, I find this over the years with anyone. When you first sign them or you work with them, they're hanging on everything you say. And then they have success, and all of a sudden they stop listening to you as if you had no part in that, and their ego takes over. Now, if they're good enough on their own, that's fine, but if they're not, they're in for a shock. And someone like him, he disappeared. Right, this next one I've got to play because it's, classic players. This one's about 1994. And it's Pascal, and I haven't mentioned him once on the show yet. Pascal,
Big up P.
Pascal's co-owner of Players. Me and him started out, I think we've been friends. We didn't start together, but we've been friends since about 92. He used to have Frontline Records, and I had Ganja, and we kind of bounced off each other till we formed Players in 1996 with Zinc. But this was his first sort of proper big release anthem. I remember he sent me a bunch of tunes. And it was when I was living in Edmonton, so 94, that kind of era. He's like, I sent you some tunes. Yeah, but there's one on the end that you won't like. And I was like, cool, all right. So I'm going through track 1, track 2, yeah, cool, track 3. And I remember I was ironing. This is my ironing. You should have a camera in here.
This is on a tape deck, isn't it? You're fast forwarding it, yeah?
No, it was a DAT. He sent me a DAT. And it got to P-Funk. And as soon as I heard that little loop, you knew. It was just like, this is weird. I phoned him up. I'm like, are you mad? I said, every tune you said I'd like, I weren't mad. The one that was the one you said, you won't like that, is wicked. It actually was. It's a Mary J. Blige sample, and the tune got so big that when she performed at Brixton, I think it was Brixton. Apparently, when she came out, they were playing this for her. Not, you know. Wow. And he's very quiet and humble, and he doesn't remix much. I've actually got a bootleg version that Annick's done that's half finished that I kind of play out, but because we're going back to the good old days, I'll play the original. During the war, we had P-Funk. Sending this one out to all the original world dance, that kind of era, Lid Airport. I remember drawing it there. I nearly swore then. And shout to everyone who went to Connected down there this year. It weren't the same to me. It was just a big rave, but it was good to be down at Lid. So many memories. P-Funk.
Wicked tune, though, isn't it?
No,
Absolutely.
he was singing. He was going, I tell you, he's wasted. Simon Cowell, if you're listening, go on, X Factor. Go on.
No, that's me done.
Oh.
I can't get the notes. My
I
balls
think
are
he's
too
shy
low.
today.
My balls are too low.
You got balls? I thought you got done.
It's having you up here. It's having you up here. You know what? I knew. Thing is, right, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him a long, long, long time. But when it comes to radio, I don't want to big him up too much because he's my spar. But when it comes to radio, I rate him probably more than any other radio DJ. And I've been on him for ages to get back and do some sort of radio show because I grew up on fantasy. So I'm loving today. I'm loving it. Thank you.
We love you too, Andrew.
I didn't think he was going to find your keys and blow me out last minute, so I'm pleased.
Mate, don't mention the word blow. People get the wrong idea. Right, from the top, P-Funk. I discovered this tune while ironing. So next time you get told to iron, just iron and think, you know what, I might find a classic whilst ironing. I don't really know what direction I'm going to take you lot after this. I might go old school reggae hip hop for a bit. I reckon the last hour I'll probably do up front. Or a mixture of like jungle and up front.
So how did you meet Pascal? How did you and Pascal meet? Can you remember?
Yeah, I was playing at a rave. I looked across the dance floor. His eyes met mine. No, I knew him through... The way I met him was... I didn't really meet him. There used to be a guy called Sponge. Yeah, and Sponge... I met, they were from Slough or wherever it was. No, High Wycombe.
High Wycombe.
How could I forget that? And I was in Hackney in a record shop called G&M, and this guy just was in there, and we got chatting, and he knew who I was, and he was just a nice guy, Sponge, at the time. And then me and him started having calls. He booked me a couple of times, and he was making music. Then he started saying he works with this guy Pascal, and they came out a couple of times. Pascal used to sit there virtually silent. Yeah, he's still like that, very quiet guy. But I didn't, and as I got to know Sponge and Pascal, I started to realise who's the actual brains behind this. And Sponge is like the gob. And then me and him bonded, and we ended up being, I'm best man at his wedding, and it's 2020 nearly.
So are we talking, is that 94, 93? When did you meet
No, I met him about 92.
92, yeah, right.
When he had Face Records.
Right, yeah.
If you look at his early catalogue, he's got some wicked tunes.
No, I've got all of them. I love them all.
I ain't.
That's because I have.
You mean you got dodgy? I've got that tune, but I've got a Chinese version copied. Any drum and bass tune, I'll get it remade in China. Getting bossed about here. Right, I've got to give some shouts out to the Eruption family, to Cuckoo, to Motion, Barney Wink. I ain't reading out all your texts because I ain't got the time. Jim the Jet Set, I think he likes the way I'm treating Andy. Davey Fresh. I can't see the rest because my laptop's blocking it. I'm going to give you another one from Pascal. I don't know what year it came out, but it's bad. It's called Turn It Over. It's actually got like 3 parts to it.
Hype Breakfast on the Morning Glory. Original Fantasy crew on Eruption.
This one, if you like, amen.
Big up the teacher in the house. You know how me attack. Run the tune there.
Everybody pray to the amen. Pascal at his rawest, I think this tune covers. So it's a nice dirty track. This one out to the hills and valleys. DJ Sky, yeah, I remember. Total Music, don't abuse it. I still see DJ Spice. I like that one from Cockney Days. It's the morning night when you're tea boy. He never had no tea. My Ribena coffee boy for some reason.
One to them. Blood clot fool them for no me gun. Big out for them.
As I said, turn it over, Pascal. It's actually 8:45 in the morning. Well, I mean, time's going quick already. Only an hour and 15 left. But there's only an hour and 15 left. I've been pacing it, thinking I don't want to play too much. I'll run out. I swear, I've got a film in done. Right, before I play the next song, you know, as a story, the next song is called True Players Anthem. Now, I made this when I lived in Edmonton, so again, it's about 94, 95, but it came out, actually, I think it came out about 96. It was on the first ever project we done under the name Ganja Crew for BMG Perusia, which was a major label. It was our first step into that kind of limelight, and I didn't like it. I just wanted to make underground music. But this one was Daddy Earl's wife singing. She actually came around, sat on my studio floor, didn't know what to sing. I had a Players Keep It Real t-shirt on, so I said, sing that. She sung it on the floor. We were going to go in the studio and finish it. We never did, but the end result was True Players Anthem, you know, the legendary Scarface samples. It's one of my favourite releases. Remember this?
Let's get this straight now. I never fucked anybody over in my life. Didn't have it coming. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You mean when I played this song? No, but this was kind of, when I made this, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who know me and don't like me and think I'm full of this or full of that, but I prided myself on being like a straight, you know, a true, that's where the whole True Players concept come from. Anthem. Never ripped anyone off in their life that never had it coming to them. Yeah, that's me. I'm still like that. That's probably why I'm not as successful in this scene as I would have been if I played the game. I'm not a game player. I'm just organic. Left school at 12, still winging it. True Players Anthem. I don't care to rewind that because I'm waffling too.
Everyone's singing to this one, you know that, don't you? This is a little sing-along one.
Let's get this.
The first time I actually played this was at World Dance. I ended my set at Docklands with it, and it went off. I was shocked.
All I have in this world is my balls.
I've got to give a special shout to Zing and Slipmat who are locked in, which was a surprise. But yeah, I've got a couple more Zinc bits to bust in the show.
Big up the Zinc.
We'd sit there, he'd come round, play me the music, and I'd be like, that's wrong, change that, do this, do that. He'd write it all down on the back of a record sleeve and go away and do it. And we had a good, kind of back then, it really worked.
And you met Zinc in the Underground Records, that's right, isn't it?
Again, you're turning it into like a gay date thing again. Like,
no,
how did you meet Pascal?
People like to know the history.
I met Zinc in the Underground and our eyes met. Well, back then I used to go to the Underground record shop a lot. I'm going to have to start this tune again. Used to go to the Underground record shop a lot.
Forest Gate, yeah?
In Forest Gate, yeah. Randall, Mikey. I went there because I knew Kool and Flex from being on Fantasy Radio. Right. Kool and Flex and his brother, Big Mike. I think, not Big Mike, he had loads of brothers, but the brother that used to bring him, I think his name was Big John or something. I'm terrible. But he used to come up on Fantasy and they were on after me when I was very first on Fantasy FM, which was great days. We ain't really talked about that yet.
No, well, let's get into that, eh?
You might have to do another show with me, mate, because you only got an hour left.
It sounds good to me.
I've got about 10 years worth of...
I ain't got another 50 quid, though.
I've got about another 40 years worth of... God. No, but me and Ben used to work together. He lived near me, so what would happen is we would just bounce off each other. And he was very more clinical in the way I was a lot looser. You know, it worked.
Yeah, absolutely it worked.
Did some big tunes back then. Yeah, great days. Got no bad memories. And then Slipmat. Slipmat and me knew each other before the rave scene. I used to enter DMC. He'd come nowhere. But I used to be called Dr. K then. And then what happened is, when the drum and bass scene happened, I met him somewhere. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm playing it. Same with GQ.
Oh, sure. There's a picture with you, Slipmat, and is it Mark Ryder in the background? Your young Mark Ryder.
No.
Is that another picture?
I don't know about that. There's a picture of me, Carl Cox, Pogo, Mark Ryder at a DMC competition.
Yeah, there's one with Matt there as well, I've seen. I have to dig that out and find that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like that. Yeah. But no, I see a picture online, someone put of me, it must be at a rave, and I'm looking at Slipmat. I got my cut, it looks like I'm going to murder him or something. But yeah, he didn't know I was hype. Same with GQ. GQ used to me as Dr. K when we had the reggae and soul sound in Hackney. And then I met him at Island Ilford once. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I do rave. And because he was expecting Dr. K, I said, no, I'm high. Oh, you're high. So it was a great transition and a secret one.
When did it
So we're going to start this song one more time.
One more. Well, just quickly. When did you decide to change the name from Dr. K and High?
Let's get this
and why? Why did you do that? What happened?
All right, you know what? I'm stopping this song for 1 second.
Let's have a chat quickly.
All right, who are you today? Jonathan Ross? Who do you want to be? That weird one on BBC? What's his name? The one
Don't be careful. We're live, you know.
Yeah? Just the weird ones. He's weirder. Where was we? I've lost myself. What was you asking me?
What was I asking?
See, now Dimensions just kicked in. What was I asking you? You know what? Nothing.
Play the tune.
Play the tune, Jed. Well dance. Nighty thingy, I was there.
Let's get this straight now.
That's what coffee does to him.
I never...
And me. I got an excuse, I'm senile.
Life didn't have it coming. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no one. You understand?
First signs of old age is when you walk into a room and you don't know what you walked in there for. And Clockwork's proper on that. I think he's started.
It happens to me every day.
Because I gelled my hair today, I put wax in, he's all turned on, look.
Mate, I picked you up. I thought it was Tim Westwood.
I wished women looked at me the way you look at me. Blame me, I'll be alright.
He's got a new haircut today.
No, the
He's got a new
Westwood thing, I
haircut.
don't... Shut up. Yeah. Shut your mouth. I forgot this bit. See this? That is Wookie. Yeah. Wookie, a.k.a. Jason Chu, who was the son of one of the guys at Music House, Paul Chu, to cut all the dubs. He was my driver. His nickname's What Bus, because he crashed into a bus. And I got another mate, What Roundabout, because he crashed into a roundabout. I'm like, what? How could you miss a bus? But, I always used to make fun of him because he wasn't Wookie then. And he used to work with Soul to Soul, and I used to always joke with him like, oh, you're the reason Soul to Soul gone downhill. But it was only a joke. He's a very talented guy. But then I was working on this track, and I said, I want like a mafia. You know, these... And the da-da-da-da. It's just all off of a keyboard, M1. But he played it.
The
That's what brought it to life.
Yeah, man.
All I have...
And this break, Zinc nicked this break off me. He loved it. He done, I want this break. He used to nick all my breaks. I used to, well, not nick them, I used to give them to him, to be fair. Now I got none. Playing this a bit too much, kept rewinding it. I'm going to move into one from Ganja. It was actually the flip side to Rinse Out that I played the weird version Run Out earlier. But this, I done it with a guy called Ganja Max. He brought a cassette of his mate, who I now know I know the guy, but I didn't know for years. And this year I found out who he is, and he's my mate too. Imagine your friend's got a tape of another guy, and he's your mate too, and he don't even tell you. So it was a mate, basically the story is, I'm going to stop the music, it's another interesting story. I feel like Alan Partridge. Where was I? Yeah, we done Pum Pum Must Smoke Ganja, it was called. And basically he came to my studio in Edmonton, he had a cassette, and he's like, I got this tape of my mate having sex with a girl, and the girl has got a boyfriend who's not him. Yeah, so he's basically behind the bloke's back. And the guy was called Jeff, who ever the proper boyfriend was. So we were going to call the tune Jeff's Pussy, because there's all bits of this cassette where the guy has proper... Anyway, it was hilarious. It was like audio of someone having sex, and it lasted about an hour, and there's all bits. I've never cried with laughter so much in my life. And we used bits of it that we could. You know, like there was other bits that were a bit... And then I was like, what if the girl was walking around a rave and she heard that playing? She'd go fucking nuts. But then we were like, well, if she heard that rave, is she going to go and say it's her when she's being... Anyway, have a listen. It was great making this Pum Pum Must Smoke Ganja. Yeah, and I found out this year. I'm not going to hail out who it is, but shouts to Thingy.
Yeah, man. You must train it on pure Cali weed. Cali weed Pum Pum, yeah. Pum Pum Must Smoke Ganja.
Oh, God.
Must smoke ganja.
I love it. I've never... This is the best comedy track I've ever done.
Pure Cali weed.
Listen. Who tells someone they feed their on pure Cali weed? Is that your chat up line? Send in your chat up lines. I asked for my... I haven't plugged the lead in the laptop. You know Andy and his made in China one, it'll blow the whole studio up.
Yeah, man. You must train it on pure Cali weed. Cali weed Pum Pum, yeah. Pum Pum must smoke ganja.
This one for the original junglists. I hate saying that. I get told to.
Pum must smoke ganja.
He ain't got a plug socket, and he's just told me the meter's going to run it. He's got to go shop and get 50 people. Pieces. I thought the mic went on. I love the bit coming up. She never says no. I never say no. Look, listen. Look, what am I going to say?
Even when you come, a split second after, I'm giving you more wood you don't want to go. Pum 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 pum.
Yeah.
Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum.
I wanted to have like a 3-deck mix-up in here, but yeah, we got everything. I come up here, got 2. So even as a radio show, I did want to kind of do like a DJ playing out set. The last hour is going to be a mixture of like drum and bass and jungle. Not just old school. We've had 2 hours of old school. Love is in the air. Wait, don't squeeze my ass. I wondered why he told me to wear tight jeans. Wear them tight ones.
You must train it on pure Cali weed.
Big love to everyone locked on this morning. Hype breakfast, hype in the house. Been trying for ages.
Right, whilst this one's playing, I'm going to tell you about the next track, which, as we were talking about the underground record shop, when I was signed to Sub Bass, I was living in Walthamstow. I had a studio, was it S1000? Studio Master mixing desk. And a few, like little
nano bass thing. I've got
I
it.
don't even think I had that yet.
I've got one of them with Stu.
No, but I used to unplug my equipment and go down to the underground and plug it in down there because everyone's coming in the shop all day. You got instant vibe. You know, when you're writing in a bedroom on your own or anywhere on your own, you can make a classic and don't know it. You're just sick of it. Whereas I'd go, or you can make something you think's amazing and it's a pile of crap. Yeah. And that was a great place to get an instant because DJs, producers.
So what, they would come downstairs?
No, they're all just hanging. It was a hangout place. So you go there, in the back they had their own studio, and I'd plug in my stuff, and I made the next track. I made it down there. A guy called Uncle 22 done the beeline on it because I was. Let's get rid of that. I was working on the track. And then he just came in, because what was good, say you're working on a tune, and you got someone like Randall, Kenny Ken, a few others, like Zink, as I said, used to come down there. Not that he was a wall banger, he was very more late, like quiet back then, because he wasn't as confident, obviously, in a place like that. You know, like I come from quite a big gob background, you know, and I was used to dealing with people like that. So it can be a bit intimidating for some people. I don't think he was intimidated, but he was quiet, you know. But Randall and that, you'd stand there, all of a sudden everyone's beat. If you had something good, they're all beat like it's a rave, you know, like everyone's beating the walls. So you got instant, like, these are my peers, these are people going to play the music, they're all banging the walls, so it must be good. So it gave you a very good
vibe, feel of the, yeah.
No, also you left there knowing you got a decent track, not just thinking it. Yeah. And we done this one, Weird Energy.
This is my favourite. The break in this tune. I was talking to you about the break in this tune.
Yeah, but there's a few breaks, so you can highlight
the
one.
break in this tune is one of my favourite old school breaks. It's not Patti LaBelle like you said to me though.
Part of it, there's a Patti LaBelle tune that I took the break from. Don't argue with me.
Yo, DJ Hype, one to them.
Listen to this break. Listen.
Energy and...
I kind of made this with a vibe from Long Dark Tunnel. You know, like, you know, they did the bells.
Energy and...
I'd done one years ago and never did nothing with it. And I'm like, I could do that. Even though the track's not like it, but the bells, look. You know, like going up and down. I've never told anyone that. My secret's out. I copied Long Dark Tunnel with the bells. What an imposter.
Oh! Listen to that break.
It's actually Patti LaBelle. I can't remember what the track was called, but that main break, and underneath it, ultramagnetic break that I used on the beat. And then that is the 45 King 900 number. And Uncle 22 supplied the bass line. Big up, Uncle!
Energy and consciousness. Energy and consciousness.
So now we're in sub-bass era, yeah? This come out on sub-bass, didn't it? Suburban bass.
Yeah, they're all kind of 94 to 90.
So you got signed.
You
got signed. Danny Donnelly signed you, yeah, to sub-bass?
Do you want to call it that? I got signed, mate.
Look how way back here, aren't we?
Fantasy FM used to be in a tower block in Stratford for a while, and at the bottom of it, there used to be like a sweet shop cap. They did sandwiches. I walked in there one day. Remember, no one's meant to know where your pirate station is, it? And I walked in there to buy a sandwich, and the guy looked at me. He's like, "You going to do your show, or you just going home?" And I looked at him like, didn't know what to say, because I thought. And he's like, "No, it's all right." And then he started telling me about his son, got a record shop in Romford, Danny Donnelly, maybe go and see him one day. And me and Chrome... DJ,
what, so Danny Donnelly's dad owns a sweet shop at the bottom of
and he was
Stratford?
Yeah, well, he did.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Albert, was it Abbott's? I can't remember the road. You know where the bow flyover is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got to... And then I took a trip. He was 19 at the time, Danny. Pulled up outside his record shop. He's driving a jet. He's very business-minded. We sat and chatted for a while. And that was when I'd left kicking, gone to Mark Ryder at... who, when I joined, was we're going to be a production team, we're going to do this and that. He never did nothing. He's a fucking idiot. Mate, he knows. He can't even start. If he was in the room now, I'd probably... anyway. All happy stuff. But I moved on to Danny Donnelly. And Danny was cool, like we were cool. I just think I got a bit, at the time, you know, like thinking I am the label, because I was passing a lot of the acts to him. You know, like Chrome and Time came via him, me.
Yeah.
I don't know, I felt undervalued.
And
Like
where did you make this track? Did you make this track in your studio or was it in Danny's studio? Because I know he had a studio just around the corner.
This guy has been annoying me all morning. I told you, I made every tune back then on my own. What I would do is if I had problems with mixdown, like at the time, whoever was close to me that was good at mixdowns, I might go and do some. When I was with Sub-Bass, some of the tracks were mixed down by Mike James, but I'd be there. But I wrote everything. Even with me and Zinc with players, sometimes I'd write a tune and he'd help me mix it down if it weren't quite right. But ultimately, I was a producer, writer. Now I'm not. Like now, if you put me in the studio, I'd have to work with an engineer and be more like, they'd be the hands and I'd be the creativity. And that's what I'd find harder.
The main reason I asked that is that the sound of this track is very different to like the sound of the Kicking Records track. You know what I mean?
It's a totally different year.
Yeah.
You got to look at that. If you go back to sort of 89 to 94, it was constantly changing in a right, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
of course.
Loads of, you can go to one era and listen to what is supposed to be either jungle or hardcore, and there'll be a range of mad tempos. I mean, 92 to 94 especially, wasn't it? Before jungle settled into its jungle
all
tempo.
changed, didn't it? Yeah, of course.
I mean, there was tunes in 92. I'd have one tune that's 140 BPM, one tune's 130, one tune's 180. There used to be a series, Bog Whopper. I don't know if you ever...
Of course, I got all of them.
No, but all them tunes sounded like that everything was just playing at the wrong speed because they were speeding up the music, but they wasn't scaling it or pitching it. Everything just speeded up, so it didn't sound
the key went up as well with the pitch, yeah, of course.
Right, I need another tune. What's you
Sorry, I'm waffling
Who won
away.
the election?
Who won? I don't know who won the election. Did you vote?
I never vote.
You know what? I picked him up this morning. The first thing I said to him is, I don't even know who's won the election. Well, that was it. We had a big politics chat for about the first 15 minutes.
Well, we won't go there.
No, let's not go there.
What I'm going to do is going to be my last one from sort of old school, if I can find it.
Because Suburban Bass's studio that they made a lot of the tracks was in Collier Row, around the corners, in a garage, in a converted garage. Did you ever go there? Did you ever go to Danny Donnelly's studio that was in Romford, that was in a converted garage, like a double garage, all soundproof?
What era are you talking about?
92.
No, that's where he used to mix down. That's where Mike James was working.
So that's where it wasn't above Boogie Times. It was in.
No, there was never a studio in Boogie.
Yeah,
well, not
it's the
that
one
I
around the corner. It's around the corner from here.
Upstairs was his office. Downstairs was the record shop. You know. That was it, and he had his cars and property, and you know, for a young kid of 19, I was amazed at his maturity, in the sense of I'd never met any. You know, I'm from Hackney. I left school at 12, 13. I don't know educated people. I don't know people with business brains. That's probably why at this time of life, I haven't been that business person that someone else probably would have done better educated. That's why I'm always nagging my kids. Make sure you look after your money. Do what you're doing. I left school, no one had nothing. We were all low aspirations. You know, like now in music industry, people can log on, follow, copy, learn. Back then, we created something out of nothing. There was nothing to learn. If anything, the outside of the underground, everyone looked down at this music. It's not real music, it's samples, it's not instruments. But then I could say that when I played hip-hop. I mean, I was going to do a reggae hip-hop. I think I'm still going to do that. You know what? I'll do the reggae hip-hop bit because we've got... It's 9:05. 6 minutes past 9 here on Eruption FM with Andy Clockwork, aka Andrew.
You've got all Tony Blackburn on me.
He don't talk like that. Anyway, this one, we go back to New Year's Eve, millennium. Was it 99 into 2000? I think every rave flopped that year because they all thought they were going to make 10 million quid. Everybody overcharged, and no, everyone else. I think all the people just went to house parties. But Zinc did this track. I can't remember if I asked him to do it or he just did it. I probably asked him because I used to ask him to do a few things. To make a super sharp shooter. Well, it's a mega mix, and I do play it now every so often. After this one, I think I was going to go up front, but I think I'll do a little. Well, I don't know. We'll see where this tune takes it. Anyway, DJ Zinc, super sharp shooter, 6 million, Ready or Not. And for those that know, was always credited for making Ready or Not. I didn't make Ready or Not. I helped him, and that's my bass sound, but I didn't actually make it. And to this day, I still get people going, yeah, when you made that. But no, it was part of the label, and it was part of our, you know, like when we worked together, I would advise and help him. But I didn't actually create it, he created it. Big up.
E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E.
Good job, the mic's on. Yeah, I'm doing a beat.
Lucky the mic was off then. Lucky the mic was off.
What? I was saying to Andy, if he's going to come out, he's picked a good time to do it. He's got Love Is in the Air. Have you got that one? He's coming round to do my washing up after. He's so happy. There's always an how long have I known you, Andy?
About 20 years, just short of 20 years.
You never did give me back that 20 quid. I flipping borrowed it. Where's my 20 quid? No, I've known him years and he's alright. He's a bit like me.
He's alright.
Although he's a bit of a... What do I call you? Del boy, isn't he? How many business things you got going on at the moment?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I work at McDonald's.
He works and he does everything. Right, this one never came out.
Ready or not, here
I draw this sometimes if I'm doing a jungly vibe rave.
Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not.
Playing it a bit too fast, dude.
You can't hide. Gonna find you.
When I raise my trigger finger, all y'all fuckers hit the deck. When I raise my trigger finger, check it. I'm the fucking man who the mention. The D, the E, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the E, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E. Check it. I'm the fucking man who
I say, shouts out to the Double R, shout to the Catch 22, shout to Uplift Shine, Scotty, Cockney Dave, big shout to Brownie, Nugget, all the crew locked in. It's the Hype Breakfast, Hype Morning Glory Takeover.
You know what? I'm going to leave that. Oh, I was going to play some reggae and hip hop, but I think I'll leave that for another show when I come on here with you. You better book me in now for about, what's it, 2020 next year? Let's say on
Next week?
2023 on a Wednesday. I'll do it. I'm actually thinking of restarting a radio show anyway. This was a kind of, let me come up here and see if I enjoy it still. For those that don't know.
Yeah, stop smiling, that's what it is.
That's because you're looking at me with them come-to-bed eyes all the time.
3 hours, look, the time's nearly gone, you've only got 50 minutes left.
No, because I'm used to quick mix. You know, if you play in the modern world of dancing nowadays, everything's quick mix, 16 bar, and you're in and out. 3-4 decks, that's what I kind of expected. Then when I come up here and see you got a gramophone, a cassette, and one broken video cassette, it was like, all right, we'll work with it.
I thought I'd keep it authentic for you, you know what I mean?
So yeah, I think I'm going to go up front, not up front, but up front, cross between jungle and drum and bass, modern day for a little bit. Kind of, innit? After this one.
9, 8, 7, 6 million ways. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6
do another one,
million ways.
Not now, like. I want this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6 million ways. Check it. I'm the fucking man who the bet you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 million ways. When I raise my trigger finger, all y'all fuckers hit the deck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 million ways. Blazing the stuff that ain't nice stimulation. Super sharp shooting, super sharp shots.
the D, the E, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the E, the J, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the E, the E, the J, the A, the Y, the H, the Y, the P, the E, the D, the E, the E, the J, the A, the Y.
Ready or not, here I come.
I'm going to bring it right back up to 2019 and 20 with a little bit. I wanted to do a 3-dip mix, but like I said, didn't bring free stuff in. I should have done a pre-mix like other DJs. But anyway, I'm going to do this one. This is a kind of drum and bass jungle, modern day with older vibes. I don't know. Make of it what you will. Over to you, Andrew, in the news desk.
So, right now, we have...
I've never heard him so quiet. I listened to him myself and you babble on and I thought, you know what?
You know why I'm so quiet?
I know,
because I can't get a word in edgeways.
And he keeps going out looking for condoms. I don't know why. I'm worried. Right, anyway, let's get this little mix. I'm not going to talk much over it, I don't think.
You know what? Me and Kev are born within 2 days of each other. He's exactly 10 years older than me. And we both got 2 younger sisters. And he's the same.
What are you telling everyone
well,
what
because the
business
thing...
for, man? Can't be
That's
saying
why
that
I can't talk.
I ain't got no
you don't stop.
No, I'm joking.
You don't stop.
Anyway, let's get a bit of this. Bit of jungly, bit of drum and bassy, bit of oldie, bit of newy, bit of hypey, bit of clockworky. He's still looking at me like this. You know what? I'm coming here with a security man next time. I know people, you know. I'm from Hackney. I know a lot of people. Shouts out.
Don't forget the phone line. All the phone line crew, big up your chest. We'll see ya. Hi upon Eruption.
Hey!
Just so man, we on the mic. And when we rock the microphone, and we rock the mic. Don't want no gun and no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in our life, give thanks to the Father. But boy,
he's a regular jungle set.
Not another gun, we don't want no murder. Youth and youth man must stick together. Step up in our life, give thanks to the Father.
It's not going to be my usual because I've only got 2 decks. Usually I'm 3 decks and things go quicker.
Get up every day and I stride, we are stride. Look how we rocked up and we not take no time. We dig up the culture and bring it here back.
Hey! If you're just locked on, it's DJ Hart in the mix. Clockwork's gone for a Sherman, somewhere in the toilets quietly.
I know exactly my right. I'm not trying to take it for fool. It's 9 o'clock in the night. Me just a walk, me no look, see no trouble in New York City. But of course, there is some problem, cause I'm a natty. Policeman and soldier vista, pressure natty dreadlock. Policeman and soldier vista, pressure natty dreadlock. Mr. Brown, where you depart? I'm just smoking a squid. But when you look in your eyes, I know things never sweet. Provide more Babylon come now, treating me like a terrorist. But Mr. Brown, you should know long time, sir. Rasta man a herbalist. Policeman and soldier vista, pressure not in dreadlock. Policeman and soldier vista, pressure not in dreadlock. Policeman and soldier vista, pressure not in dreadlock.
I'm purposely not playing anything too mad. Just doing like a rollout today. Let's put a different angle on this one. I do this mix when I'm out. I just love it. And I like the...
You're not the bad guys. We are.
I love this one. For Potential bad boy.
Is there for who have eyes to see?
I usually start jungle sets with this.
Reality has no place in this judgment. Remember the words of prophecy. I say, some boy run, come, the truth and right. Jungle is sounded out. You know the truth and right. A jungle is around the area. You know the truth and right. A jungle is from the border as in Pano. No, 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 no. Sound boy say a little prayer every night before you go to sleep. 'Cause tomorrow is promised to no one. When you think it's peace and safety, it could be sound boy's destruction. A sound boy no. Sound boy. You're gonna get.
I think I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of saying some off-key jungle. Ready for the swing! Search this one out.
Wicked, wicked, original. Wicked, wicked, incredible DJ hype. Wicked, wicked, incredible DJ hype. Wicked, wicked, incredible DJ hype. Hype, 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 hype.
Oh. Exclusive business.
I'm a killer, that's right.
Hazard has conquered the dance floors for the last, I don't know, about 15 years. He makes tunes, I release them about 10 years after he makes them, and they become classics forever. It's amazing. He really does not fit the normal range. A little bit of advice to up-and-coming producers out there. Don't listen to what's out there, emulate it, and then think you're going to have a long shelf life, although some have. I'd rather you be a bit more original. The good thing about modern day production is it's very easy and cheap to buy equipment to learn. The downside is there's a million clones out there. So you have to stand out. Well, at the moment, I'm looking at a lot of people big in the scene that they're good at what they do, but I don't think they're doing anything original. It's almost like they're rehashing stuff from the past. But I'm old, who knows? I love it all. Hey, hey!
You're not dead. I'm a killer, that's right. Killers don't die so easy.
Jump up coming in.
Make sure you can play with. Make sure you can play with.
got about, what was it, 90 minutes left? You didn't do nothing. You know what? He come up here. I'm going to ask all this stuff. He's just been sitting there.
It's the hype takeover. I'm letting you take over. I'm loving this having you DJing on here.
This is some off-key tune. If you've got a big system in your car, trust me, the bass makes the windows go. See that one? This is Tyke. Tyke, for those who don't know, he's an artist signed to Players. And he makes a lot of sort of dance floor bangers, but he does this sort of off-key dub stuff that I think is amazing. I'm going to play one more after this one of the dub stuff. What happened here? No, I know that. It's live. I'm not in my studio. Anyway, this one, as I said.
Is this yes, he will protect me.
It's all this made in China technology. It's like Pioneer, but it's Pioneer.
Protect me.
Like I said, if I was on later, I'd have played a lot more high energy sort of drum and bass, but more rolly today. One fist in the air for this one. You have to have one fist in the air.
Yes, he will protect me.
Not if you're driving, keep both hands on the steering wheel.
He will protect me.
Gonna give out a few shots after this one. I reckon I'm gonna roll out after this one with just some old tunes. Real old. People are like, oh, my son said it sounds like reggaeton. I'm like, no, mate, G&B. I did a set of Fabric about a month ago and ended with it. They're all doing this skank. It was wicked. 1 foot forward. God. I think I'm waking up now. This one a classic. Hackney today. We're getting all Hackney. Clapton Park, Nightingale, Holly Street. Can't walk in my shoes. You really can't. We got about 12 minutes, so I'm going to give a few old bits just to end. Oldies but goodies. Hey, woo.
Yeah. Then you will get no hurt, mister. No, no, no.
I'm thinking about doing a breakfast show. Then about with old Chinese Andy. I love your young time. He's got no mic to defend himself. Look, look. He's all lost.
Man, I wouldn't do that. And if I do that, I would say, sir, come on and put the charge on me. I wouldn't do that.
Absolutely, no, Tifa, tremendous.
I wouldn't do that.
The Morning Glory with hype.
I'm not a fool to hurt myself.
The Morning Glory with hype.
I've got a deep voice. Look,
you looked all a bit. You was all stressed earlier, and
I'm alright now.
You look, yeah, where you been?
You turned up, man. I'm happy.
You took some photos, then you buggered off. Now you've come back all like, having a fag.
2 times.
Right, we ain't got much time.
Tell me 3 times.
Straight to Mr. Babylon.
I'm just running through some of the stuff I grew up
Say,
with.
I know your evil plan, Mr. Babylon.
Hey, Babylon. I used to DJ with one deck in a reggae sound. We'd shut up and dance. I used to play this kind of music. I was a skinny white guy, about 8 stone.
You brought us down here in Canada.
What a white boy doing there? That's what I used to get.
Brutality.
And Earl shut up and like, no, man, he's cool.
Got no love, I'm your team, man. Say you're wrong, man. Say you shouldn't trouble judge a plan. Because I'm not your man.
I used to play this a lot at the end of my sets anywhere in the world. It always drops after a nice hard drum and bass set.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Hear the children crying. One heart. Saying give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying let's get together and feel alright.
Mate, I was 16 when this come out. We had our sound system. I remember carrying an amp case. They had no money for vans or anything. We carried a whole sound system about 2 miles in the snow, like by hand. You know when you're young, you've got about 50 friends and anyone for a free party. 18-inch speaker boxes, amp cases, amps carried across Hackney Downs in the snow to Nightingale Estate.
No cocaine, I don't
under Miss Langton.
go insane. And I'm a slang to me
under my slang tongue, under my slang tongue, under me, under my slang tongue, under my slang tongue, under my slang tongue, under me. Because in my eyes it red like blood, and I've been moving around like a human flood. Smoke out of my mouth and out of my nose, and blow it in the air 'cause it must explode.
Tenor, he died years ago, but believe me, bad singer.
Hey, whoa, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, some sound like a big jump on. Listen to sound, it's a champion. Rock the dance in any session. Rock up the woman, now rock up the man. Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa.
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth.
You know what? I'm definitely going to do this again.
I'm gonna put on an iron shoe.
I'm sorry, everyone, but it's back to normal tomorrow. Andrew's back. The governor's back. Oh, no, we hate it when the boss comes back.
And chase the devil out of earth.
I've just been happy to come up here and help my friend
Out of space.
pay his bills.
Find another race.
You know the doll's been onto him lately, that's why he's like, you need to come up here.
Find another race. Satan is a close man, but him can't choke sit on I man. So when I check him, my lass in hand, and if him slip, I gone with him hand. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase Satan out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt.
I used to do this as well. Having a muck about.
Get the fuck up! Simon says, get the fuck up! Throw your hands in the sky! Losers in the back, sipping yak, yo, what's up? Girls, rub on your titties! Yeah, fuck it, I said it, rub on your titties!
You're not going to expect this one, but...
Load up on guns, bring your friends, it's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured.
Little pop radio team.
A dirty word. Hello, hello, hello.
I did this in an event once, and Ragga Twins were like, "You mixed Movado." I'm like, "It's Nirvana."
Hello, hello, hello.
Meeting Michael Jackson.
Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's so dangerous.
Hey.
Here we are now, entertainers. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainers. I'm a lotto, I'm a vino, I'm a skater, I'm a beater. Yeah.
We're still here, hold on.
Fucking hell, it's-
Yeah, you can listen back, eruptionradio.uk. The set will be back up there very soon. Within the next 10 minutes or so, you'll be able to go and listen to the set back.
What, the next DJ ain't turned up? What's this, like a club now? I've got to play. Yeah, play on, mate. You ain't here yet. Mate, I've got to go and do stuff.
Dry cry.
That means nothing to me.
Tear.
Cuckoo, where are you, mate?
Hard cry, but who cares?
Oh, yeah, it's not I'm thinking of Pirate Days. All the way from Poland.
Words can't explain. Beyond the human reasoning, joy mixed with pain.
Right, I'll leave you now.
Time just for us to separate.
Got to see about man. Got to see a man about some stuff.
Nowhere, oh girl.
Shout out to Chef.
Oh, I care.
It's been a while.
Why does it have to be?
Anyway, as I say, 2020 I think will be a more productive year for me. This year, as I said, I took some back steps because my mother's been very ill. Got to look after your mum. I'm the eldest.
Just one of those days.
Shout out to mum and everyone else that locked in.
Things began to find nothing seems important. Oh, my girl had left me and gone. Just want to see her in another room. The essence of her beauty and the charm, the perfume still linger. Oh damn, remember girl, where we coming from? Oh, I'm the one to whom you belong. Oh yeah, girl, you keep me strong.
Once again, there was loads of things I wanted to ask him that I didn't ask him, so I'm going to get him back up here again soon, somehow. By hook or by crook.
Can't tell you to go, can't tell you to stay. Just one of those days, just one of those days. It's looking to see you at my gate, listening to hear the phone rings by the fireplace. Now somewhere out there is my girl. Now where can I find her in this world? Still not gonna break down, nor beside, even though I'm stressed up, fed up and feeling mad. I just can't do without her. Oh, child, still a man got to try. Why does it have to be this way? Can't tell her to go, can't tell her to stay. Just one of those days, just one of those.
Big thank you to DJ Hype. Absolutely wicked. Thanks for the last 3 hours. T for tremendous. Top stuff. Cuckoo up after the ads. Don't go nowhere. Keep it Eruption Radio.
Still won't lose my interest.